What is up, DigiNerds? It's your boy, Inferno. I'm joined by my cool cast here, cool cats.
David is obviously here. I am here all the time for every podcast.
For the first time ever, I'm here and Dante didn't skip out on us.
I'm also here, and for the first time ever, you're able to hear me clearly.
I mean, it's kind of muffly. It's kind of
It is a
muffly,
little-
bro. Not gonna lie.
no!
It is a little
Oh,
muffly.
no.
Anyway, welcome guys. This is the Digimon podcast. And we're here to talk about Digimon and things about Digimon and maybe Digimon cards, Digimon people, Digimon events, Digimon stores, all kind of things. Isn't that right, guys?
Digimon Digital Monsters.
Champions, yeah.
I've heard they were the
Absolutely.
champions.
Absolutely.
Have you guys
Yeah.
have you guys seen that dude on TikTok that he does cartoon shows and other shows like opening theme songs, but like he always walks into the room wearing a suit and he's on the phone and then he's like, "Hey guys, I need you to write this new song for this new show." Have y'all seen that guy?
No.
He does a Digimon one and he walks into the room and he's got a suit and tie on like he's the producer. And he walks into the room and he's like, "Hey guys, we're working on this new Digimon show. Now Digimon are the champions, but we already know that, so you don't have to tell them 14 times in the song." And then he plays the song, and of course they tell you 14 times. But it was pretty funny.
That was funny.
But what are we gonna start off with? Locals?
We start off with locals every time. So I think
Every time, unless there's just no locals.
yeah. Unfortunately, our boy Tyler hates Digimon apparently and didn't show up 2 weeks in a row for locals. So we'll be skipping his results and starting with Inferno because I think Inferno's the only one that didn't top.
Yep. Well, I think first we should say Tyler got last place by not showing up.
Okay, yeah, Tyler got last place. You're right. He got last place, so he did worse than Inferno. So
It's okay because I only did that so that I can get more first place in BT16.
Is that how that works?
That's how that works.
It might just be. Well, I played. It was Red Hybrid, does things that it's a thing, and just cause we just had the deck built, and you know what? I'm playing this deck. I've been playing random decks lately. I think I played first.
Yep.
Lost 2-0 correctly. And I played real quick I played the mirror match. The next match.
Mm-hmm.
We had 3 red hybrids there. Funny enough. And I won the mirror match 2-1. It's just how you might think it is. One of us last game I was like, I saw 2 Ukumon. I saw 3 Ukumons my first hand. But that last game I was like, you know what? We keep these
Dang.
Ukumons. And I just rolled them over. I was going poor guy. Could hit a single tamer. And then third game. Who did I play third?
I'm not sure.
I lost to it. Did lose to it. I don't know. I must have wiped it from my memory.
Was it
Tanner? Victor?
No, it was Tanner. It had to have been Tanner.
It was Tanner. Yeah, it was Tanner. He was playing Numamon. I think I lost in like 10 minutes. So fast.
Dang, he never saw the Ukamons.
Yeah,
No,
it was really fast.
he did. He saw like at first game. He was like, yeah, Ukamon. He was like Ukamon. I think on turn 1 he went Ukamon Louie. I thought, okay, that's cool. I was like, oh, well, I guess like Ugamon Louis. So just played for one, and then and I gave him 4 members. So Ugamon Louis, he still had 3. Flunk Kumon, drew 2, played and then played the what you call it one of the fucking
The Rush.
no, just played a Numemon. Put stuff at 3. Digivolved, hard Digivolved with for the like a Numemon, and then pop what else on my board. And I was like, oh, the man's board is like, yeah, and it has like a Numemon, Numemon on board. And I like he put me at 3. I'm like, this is fun. I push up, do my shenanigans, leave one thing on board, play tamer, something like that, and then he just goes, okay, cool. X pop. Goes to something like Digivolve. And then goes to Venus Spawn. I'm like, wow, you just had everything, didn't you? And then after Venus Spawn, I just couldn't play again after that first game. That game, it was just as fast. I mean, I think he didn't see Louis that game, but he did see like double Ukamon, and then kind of same thing, right? He actually ended up. I think I choked him to 1 or something like that, and he ended up getting into Zord defeat that same turn and popped my only team, rushed me down. So that was fun. I think I was like, you know what? I don't need these. I actually recently took out the what's those Crimson Blazes. So you know what? No one's playing this. No one's playing this, right? There's no way anybody's playing this. Any kind of like these purple decks anymore at our locals. A lot of blue players at our locals right now, or green players, right? Or rapid mod, armor players. So this card's kind of trash. In the meta, but they're all you guys did not work.
And then who'd you play in the final round?
And I played Jacob final round. He was playing
he was playing Armor.
Yeah, Armor.
He was playing Armor.
And that was I beat him 2-1. That was a really we had a lot of fun that game. Armor is just he was trying to do things to me. I was like, no, stop it. And I played the Garudamon, and one of those games, that Garudamon Ace, I would put it on the board, and then I would just play my tamers for free, and I keep playing my tamers and popping everything with Armor. It was actually really funny, really interesting interaction. They just ran out of Rapid at that point, because I've been talking about pops things. They were like, he hits some out of security, pops it on his turn. He's like, oh, okay. It's like yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. That was 2-2.
2-2. That's not bad.
I think I did I definitely did the next word because Chris got second, I believe.
I got first.
Oh, you got first. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You got first. My bad. You got first. I got 4th. Just barely making the top cut. I played Armors. Playing different decks because doing different things. We were originally thinking that this was going to be our Evo Cup, and our store false advertised to us, so we were all very upset. So I ended up playing Armors. Had a lot of fun with it. Round 1, I played against Bunnies, against one of the new guys, Garrison. That was a fun round, but unfortunately, I kind of steamrolled them a little bit. They were pretty good matches, but overall, I had a little bit more overpowering than what he was able to deal with. Beat him 2-0. Then Jason
was he just not seeing the Mega, the Ace, or what?
Yeah, I didn't see him play the Ace once.
Wow, that's just bad luck, because that's the heart of that deck.
No, I just remember what he played. He was not playing that. He was playing Melga. That's what he was playing.
Oh, okay.
He was playing Melga. I don't know why I was thinking he was playing that. Bunnies. No, he played Melga. He was definitely playing blue. I'm just bad at remembering things, apparently. I definitely played Melga, because, I was like, he didn't see that. Yeah, and he just never saw his pieces. Game 1, that's right, he was missing a level 4, and then game 2, he couldn't find a level 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sad day.
It was a real bad day. I kind of steamrolled him. And then round 2, I played against Jason, who was playing Red Hybrid. Game 1, it went a little long, but I took it. And then game 2 was really back and forth. It was actually very competitive. It was like our first game maybe took maybe 7 minutes, if that, and then game 2 we went into time.
Wow.
And we went and or it was like right before time. We didn't go into time. It was like maybe 5 minutes before time. It's 5 minutes left in the round, and he made a crucial misplay that cost him the game. If he had a choice to pop my what was it? My Zudamon Ace or my Magnamon. I think it was the Magna X.
Mm-hmm.
He had the choice to pop those. He chose to pop the Zuda Ace, and that lost him the game.
Yeah, because of the redirect.
Well, not because of the redirect, but because of because he had another out for it, but he didn't have a way to get rid of that Magnamon, which is what all I needed to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Ace wasn't gonna, didn't really matter. I forget exactly what the situation was, but popping the Ace ultimately led to him losing.
Yeah,
But
he was going for that memory.
yeah, I think that's what it was. Is he was going for the memory and whatnot, and but if he would have popped the other Digimon, he would have won.
Wow.
But we were able to sneak out the win there. And then round 3, I played against Chris, who was playing Blue Hybrid, which was very interesting.
Lies. I don't play Blue Hybrid. It's Tommy Turbo.
Oh, Tommy Turbo. He played Tommy Turbo, my bad. He played Tommy Turbo. And he was kicking some butt. Golly. That deck had some steam to it. I was definitely not ready for what that deck was doing.
Nobody was.
But I'm the only one that was able to get a win out under Chris that day.
No, Tanner got one on me too. I beat him
Okay.
2-1.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm the only one that you couldn't just outright beat.
Yep.
Because we tied.
Damn timer.
Yeah, I think what was it? You got game 1, I got game 2.
Yeah, and then we finished the third game, but like, it
Well,
was just
after
past
time.
time, but we just kept playing. Yeah, we just kept playing for fun.
Yeah. Because I think my turn right at the end of 5 minutes, so like we essentially played it out. But
Yeah.
we also really did play it out, and you would have taken it had we finished it out like that. So I played Chris. We had the tie. That was a really good match. That was fun. And then I played against Tanner round 4, and Tanner just kind of like he just like drew the nuts, I guess. Because yeah, he just kind of game 1 was a little bit more back and forth, but he ended up taking it. And then game 2, sorry, it was backwards. Game 1, he mostly steamrolled me game 1, and then game 2 was a little bit more back and forth, but he did end up taking it. So it was kind of sad. He did 2-0 me in that final round, but I did end up getting 4th.
Not bad. Yeah, because Tanner got
2-1-1.
second.
Yeah, I got 2-1-1.
Yeah, and then store champ Victor got third because he only had one loss. I don't know who I didn't play him, so I don't know who he lost to.
I'm not sure.
It must have been Tanner. It must have been Tanner.
I don't think he played Tanner, because he played. He had the bye round 1. Round 2,
Yeah.
he played Garrison. He had the pair down. I don't know if he won or lost that. I don't even know what he was playing, to be honest.
He was playing Logomon.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was telling me he was playing Lugmon. So I know he played Garrison round 2. Round 3, I think he played Jason. Yeah, I think that was his only loss was to Jason.
Okay, that makes sense. Because
I think-
that's why I
Yeah,
had to
Jason
play
was playing Red-
Jason.
Yeah, because Jason was playing Red Hybrid, and
Yeah.
then I don't know who he played round 4. It had to have been
It had to have been Isaiah.
Yeah, had to have been Isaiah. Process of elimination. Yeah, Isaiah
But
had to buy round 3. Yep. And so yeah, he played Isaiah round 4.
so
Garrison had to buy round 4.
dang. Yeah, well I'll go now, I guess. I won with my secret creation that I'm calling Tommy Turbo. Uh no, nobody knew what was going on because it's just a random deck. So what happened was I had all of my Tommy and Koji blue hybrid stuff just combined in one deck. They've just always been that way, and it's never been a very good deck. I didn't play it very much. But I've got really excited for the new Koji stuff coming out in 17. So I took all of the stuff I needed for it and set it to the side, and then I was like, well, I just have like all this Tommy stuff now. I need to do something with it. And so I created this Frankenstein deck that I'm calling Tommy Turbo. And first I played Dante with Red Hybrid, and I got that 2-0, which I was super excited about, like, because I'd already tested the deck a few times just playing with Tyler, and I still have yet to lose with it. So I was like, I know it's good, but I hadn't played against Red Hybrid, and everybody knows that's the fast deck. So when I 2-0'd Dante, I was feeling really good. And then I went on and played. Who did I play second?
You played Tanner.
I played Tanner second. Yeah, and I got the first match against Numamon, the best deck of the format. He's got that regional championship winning build with all the defeats and everything in it. I get the first round, and it was so funny because I'm playing a blue hybrid, and then I go up and I go into Gabu Bond, and Jason's behind me. He's like, "You playing that Gabu Bond deck?" And I'm like, "No, this is a 1-of. I just randomly threw in because it can double tap, and I thought it was good." And so I like do that, and so like I win that round. Then Tanner gets the second round because Numamon just goes wild. And then we go into the third round, and we're just doing a lot of back and forth. And I play out like Mirage Galgamon, and Tanner's like, "You gonna play another card that don't go with that deck?"
I do remember hearing him say that.
Because
then you also that same game went into the Gabu Bond too.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey man, it works. It works so good. But I ended up eking that one out. We went into time. That was a tough match, but I got it 2-1. And then I played David, of course. I think it's crazy that we went into time because both of the decks we're playing are super fast. But I
think it's just the defensive capabilities that my deck has, and then your deck does have some
because
capabilities.
Well, like we were both bouncing each other, and then like I could also stun you, but then when you would get Magna X out, I just couldn't swing because I would die. Yep. So then I would just like, well, I'm not going to swing this turn. I'll try to bounce you or stun you. And then you go back to you, and then you'd bounce me or put another one of those out. So then I'm back to not swinging, and it was just a lot of stalling. It was really good.
A lot of back and forth.
Yeah, it was a really good match. I enjoyed that one, and I think it was because I like they're similar decks and speed because we're both running the Ukomons and stuff. So I had that going on. But I ended up we ended up drawing 1-1, and at that point after round 3 there was no undefeateds at the
Victor
store.
Lost that round too.
Yeah, so then we both it really came down to what we did in our next round, and then that's where you had went and lost to Tanner, which got me the win because then I round 4, I played Jason, another red hybrid, and was able to 2-0 him as well. So it works really well against red hybrid. The Jason match was like, he got me to no security both times. Like, he just wasn't able to get that final swing.
That's real close.
Yeah, it was good matches. But I had a lot of fun with that. Just knowing that I threw together just, a random creation that nobody had ever seen, and then it showed because nobody knew what was coming next, and that helped, I think, a lot. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna show no deck profiles of it or nothing until after that June tournament, because I think I'm gonna run it in there.
Nice.
I might
Yeah.
edit it a little bit with some stuff coming out in BT16, but it won't be but like maybe 2 or 3 cards, because I'm thinking maybe that Search Ukomon and Vikemon Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are the only 2 things I can think of that I might want to try to slide in it.
Vikemon Ace is a really powerful tech, especially at 1 or 2 of in a toolboxy build like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's rather interesting. It's an interesting deck. But yeah, congratulations to Chris for taking first place at locals this week. I think our next topic was that GG sucks. I mean, what? I didn't say that.
They definitely need to get their stuff together.
Yeah, they're trying to hold our pre-release and our Ultimate Cup on the same day. We're trying to convince them not to do that. Kind of. But anyway, our next official topic, kind of wanted to go over the BT15 format. Kind of what was good, what was bad, and what were the statistically, the top decks. Because I think we're done with all events for this format. I don't think there's any more events other than like store local Evo Cups and whatnot that may happen.
Yeah.
I think all the big events are over with. So kind of starting out the format in that Latin America event in February, there were 2 events where Pokemon was valid at full power. It was the first 2 events of the format, and it kind of showed out a little bit. Pokemon definitely took in this first event took out 6 of the top 16 spots, and then we had Anubismon with 4. Anubismon was also full power. We had 2 Beelzemons, 1 Wargray, 1 Shine Gray, 1 Numemon, and 1 Red Hybrid. And Anubismon actually won the event. So just from that, just starting out, it made us think, maybe Pokemon's not as bad as everyone thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we never got to see it, but that Anubismon at full power was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things might be that it just didn't have as much representation as it naturally would have, because people didn't want to build and invest in the deck for it to just be unusable a couple weeks later, because we didn't know about the Dark Masters Omnimon deck yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that is very true. And then in the next event, I mean, you can kind of see where it kind of even shapes up even further. It's another Ultimate Cup. In the top 16, Pokemon took 8 of the top 16 spots, so it took up half the event. I think more people were wanting to play it, and it definitely showed out. Had eight tops, and then 3 Numemon tops, 2 Metal Gurus, 2 Red Hybrids, and 1 Lugamon. And first place was Numemon. So this is the kind of the beginnings of where Numemon actually started showing up. And it was a lot earlier than what people expected. And with it taking the event, it definitely shows that I'm not sure a Pokemon would have been as big in our format as Numemon.
Yeah,
Maybe
Was
that's the deck that controls Numemon, you know?
Yeah, because in the JP meta, Numemon didn't get popular until after they had finally shut that down, which was in I think their 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the JP finals.
Yep. Yep. And so that was kind of that event. Next event, I'm gonna skip over this Digimon Adventure series. I don't know what that is. But the next one is the Core TCG March Regionals online. This is now after that ban list, so Pokemon is not. Pokemon's been hit, so it's Anubismon, and this is where we really start to see that Numemon rise to fame even further. Because in the top 16, it is a lot more diverse though. You know, you got 4 Numemon, 4 Levia X, 1 Red Hybrid, 1 Lilithmon, 1 Greymon, 1 Lugamon, 1 Marcus Hybrid, Guilemon, Yellow Vaccine, Bilzamon. We're really seeing a more variety of decks entering that top. So this is really the true beginnings of the format right here. I think and Red Hybrid did end up getting the win there. But that's, I think, goes back to comfortability at the beginning of the format.
Yeah.
Then,
Red Hybrid feels so good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's so fast and it can get so many checks off in one turn whenever it goes big.
Yep. And we're gonna start to see it still do as well. In the next events, the next Raid and Trades online regional for March, you know, we had 4 Red Hybrids again, 4 Numemons again, 2 Levi X's, 2 Lugamons, a Gallantmon, Marcus Hybrid, 1 Davis, and 1 Yellow Vaccine. And Gallantmon did end up taking this event, which was, I don't think anyone expected Gallantmon to do
No,
that well.
it made a lot of people try to play him the next few events and then quit again.
Yeah, this was the only event where it topped and it happened to win. And it was kind of crazy. But that was hilarious. But even still, I mean, these last 2 events, Red Hybrid and Numemon, were both at four tops in the top 16. So really consistent decks. Definitely at the beginning. We'll kind of see how that kind of shapes up through the rest of this. In the Sydney regionals, online regionals, there were 3 4 sovereign decks, which is just the Davis, just a different name. 3 Red Hybrid, 3 Levia X, 1 Mega Gargamon, 1 Alphamon, 1 Machinedramon, 1 Armor deck, 1 Numemon, 1 Shine Gray, and 1 Galgamon. I think that I said the other one earlier was Galgamon. Mega Gargamon. Let me get that right earlier. And the deck that actually won was the David deck here. As you see, there was not a single, there's only 1 Numemon player, and he got, what did he get? He got 13th place. So kind of a little downward spiral for Numemon during this format, during this event, which was actually very surprising.
They probably had to face a lot of David decks. Because I don't know how that match goes because I don't really play either of those decks. But I feel like Davis just controls anything that's swinging under level 6. Like if you're swinging at level 5 and lower, they're just putting you back in your hand or killing you or whatever.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that's the biggest weakness to Davis though, is like if you get to level 6, they don't really have anything that can hurt you, except now they're taking in that Mega Gargamon Ace to fix that problem.
Yeah, I think Numemon kind of fixed their problem to Davis later on this format, which happens to be those Zwart defeats in the security and the Venus Mons. So that I'm not sure everyone was playing them in the beginning. The Venus Mons are the Ukamon. I think everyone was playing Ukamons. What's that other card that they started taking in?
Chimera.
Yeah, Chimeramon's another one. And then we got the next event which was the Nest Latinum March regionals. This one is definitely even more. It's still very diverse. This is where we start to see Mirage kind of rise up. You got 2 Mirage in the top 16, 2 Numamon, 2 Shine Gray, 2 Leviamon, 2 Lugamon, 1 Davis, 1 Yellow Vaccine, 1 Red Hybrid, 1 Bloomlord. You got your Metal Garurumon and 1 Megazoo, which is that Omni Turbo deck for the Apocalypse. So
Yep.
it happened to get a top there. I think everyone was like, "Wow, it can still do good."
Yeah.
I think it also had a surprise factor.
Well, I
they
mean,
were like,
Gallantmon showed that anybody with any deck can get super lucky one day.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it depends on your matchups and it depends on your luck.
Yeah.
And Mirage did end up taking this event. It took first and second.
Yeah, that's the event that I seen that made me end up running Mirage at the Texas when we went to.
Yeah, and so this event was really pretty diverse. I mean, a lot of decks that we hadn't seen before in the top 16, like Bloomlord and the Megazoo deck, and then some decks returning like Shine Greymon, and it had 2. And then kind of a surprise was Red Hybrid only had 1 top, which was very surprising. And then Numamon still showing up, having 2 at least. So we're starting to see, that trend of Numamon still just always topping. So far, the decks that I think have always topped in every event so far are the Numamon and Red Hybrid.
Yeah, that's ones that I've heard that have been there every single time for sure.
Yeah. Other than I think other than those first 2 Ultimate Cups, I think Leviamon's been there as well.
Yeah, he's been in most of them, but he hasn't been in every single one.
Yep. And so this next one is the Vortex's March Regionals. This one, 3 Numamon. We're back to the Numamon kind of dominating there. 2 Mirage, 2 Deva, 2 Shine Gray, 2 Fenrir, Lugamons, the 1 Setcon. We finally got our first showing of Setcon here. 1 Leviamon, 1 Red Hybrid, 1 Machine Dramon, 1 D Brigade. That's the first time D Brigade showed up. I thought D Brigade was going to do better this format, and it's just now only has 1 win.
I don't think a lot of people play it. Like whenever we went to the Texas Regional, I only ever seen 1 person there the whole time with it.
Yeah, which is actually very surprising. I thought the deck was going to do a lot better than what it's done this format. Like I said, this is its first top in so far. We're a couple events in, and we had the 3 Numamon here. Mirage ended up getting this one again. So Mirage is showing that it's a pretty dominating force. That it's gonna, when it shows up, it can take the top spot. Winning 2 almost back to back.
It's really good against Numamon and Davis, and I think that's why people picked it back up, was because they were winning. And then somebody was like, well, we got the answer for that. And then everybody else was like, oh, they actually did have the answer for that. Let's grab that.
Yep. And now we're on to the next one. Kind of had the Mystique regionals. This one, 3 Setcons. Like, wow. Then 3 Red Hybrid. Red Hybrid kicking its head, saying it's not giving up this format. You had 2 Numamons this time. 2 Lugamons, 1 Belfay. Belfay showing up. 1 Bunnies. 1 Levia. 1 Mirage. 1 Deva. And 1 Armor. This is, I think, the second time Armor is showing up, which is actually, again, still surprising. Especially since it's not BT16 yet. Showing that the deck can compete this format.
Yeah, well, it's really fast.
Yeah, it absolutely is really fast.
I mean, it's really fast, and even though the new Magnum on X is getting all the hype, Infinite Redirect is nothing to laugh at.
Yeah, anything that's got little little bodies, it's just gonna be like, all right, you're gonna swing into me, die, swing into me, die, swing into me, die, until you can remove
Yeah.
this problem. Which even the problem, once you remove it, it recovers 1. So I mean,
Yeah, it just goes to the stack. So
yeah, and then you
Yeah,
still got
even
the
like
Magnemon underneath it.
even if it could only redirect a limited number of times, like 3 or 4 times, 2 or 3 times, Machine Dramon is still, it feels the same way. Feels infinite.
yeah, because I mean, if you don't have a deck that can swing that many times, then you're never getting past. I mean, it wouldn't matter how many times it could redirect if you can only swing once or twice a turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a new thing with the Magnemon X. It just has blocker and it has the ability to unsuspend after the check.
Yeah. So it'll block 1, and then you'd swing your second check freely, and then it'll unsuspend to block a third check if you had one.
Yep. And then at that point, it becomes unaffected.
Yeah.
So it's rather
If
interesting.
it wasn't already, because it made itself unaffected on its own turn.
Yeah. Absolutely. And during this event, Numamon took it. I think this is the first event Numamon won. I think so. No, this is the second event. Sorry. So far.
That's the one we went to.
No. Wait, was y'all's the Mesquite? Yeah, that was the one you guys went to. Yeah, the Play TCG. Yeah, that's the one you guys went to. Numamon 1.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first one, actually. Whoever that guy was is the first one that was running the Zwarts and the Chimeramon that everybody picked up on.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then the next event, kind of a Dava's kicking its head again. 3 Davas, 3 bunnies, 2 Bloomlord, rather interesting. 2 red hybrids, 1 Royal Knight, 1 Numamon, 1 Shine Gray, 1 D Brigade, 1 Leomon, and 1 Millith Loop. This is I probably should skip this one. This is the Hydra. Sorry, we'll just say the Chile March 30th Open. I don't know what that means, but they're open.
I'm pretty sure that it was original, because that's the one that the Millith Loop won, isn't it?
No, Dave has won this event.
Oh, okay. Because I remember there was like a Millith Loop that like won somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, Millith Loop was here. It took, but yeah, Davis took first.
Why don't we think Leomon's winning more events?
Just too slow.
That's what I was thinking.
I think it's a little slow. I think it's good. It's just its win condition is a little slow.
It is also weak to Mirage.
What is it?
Which, I mean, I'm saying though that's not helping it in this current meta whenever there's a lot of Mirage going around.
Yeah. It does have a lot of fortitude, but at the same time, which is really good, and it's a strong ability, but it's just, especially against Mirage, it's just gonna get bounced. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, fortitude's not fortitude, and if it can't fortitude,
Exactly. So kind of stops the deck from doing what it really wants to do. And so when they can't keep their bodies out there, it's kind of hard. And Davis too. I think Davis kind of hurt the deck as well, because it, even though they have fortitude, they have a hard time dealing with Fanglong himself and some of those aces.
yeah, I think because the big thing that that deck likes to do is swing at champion and turn into ultimate mid swing. And if you just got hit by a Zulong ace during the middle of that, you would be sad.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. And so the next event, I think this is 2 regionals in one. Oh no, this is a total breakdown. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. It's the April online regionals, the core TCG April regionals, the first one for April. This one kind of gives a big breakdown also of that event. But we'll kind of just stick to the top 16. There were 5 Numamon tops in the top 16, and then 3 Deva, 3 Mirage, 2 Yellow Vaccine, 1 Mega Gargamon, or 1 Beelzemon, and 1 Red Hybrid. I think we're starting to see a trend of less and less Red Hybrid. And I don't think it's won yet. I don't. I think. Oh, it's won one event. Never mind. It won one event. But it's we're starting to see less of a trend of it. And Numamon did end up winning. This is the one that Dan Vang won.
Mm-hmm.
That Numamon, and so it's a good deck, and he really showed out there. Let's see, just and then
I don't think. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. What?
I don't think Red Hybrid is a deck that you play when you want to win. I think it's a deck that you play when you don't want to lose.
I mean, that's a possibility. If you just want to go fast and try and get through your matches faster, I think that's what it's about. Because either you're going to win fast or you're going to lose fast with that deck. So then the next one, we have the Play TCG Online Ultimate Cup. Again, we're still seeing a bunch of Numamon, 4 Numamon, and then same as with Mirage, 3 Mirage, 2 Devas, 1 Yellow Vaccine, 1 Red Hybrid, 1 Fenrir, 1 Bloomlord, 1 Beelzemon, 1 Gabu Bond, which was very interesting, and then 1 Shine Greymon. I think it's interesting that we see Gabu Bond here, because I think people realize, like, whoa, this Gabu Bond deck is interesting, and it may be able to do something. And Yellow Vaccine did end up winning.
Nice. That was their first win.
Yeah, that was their first win of the format. It's had a couple tops, but not many, and then it finally won.
Nice.
But I think we're seeing. I think the consistent decks that we're seeing here are Mirage, Devas, Numamon, and Red Hybrid. I think those are the consistent decks this format.
Yeah, I would definitely say, like, just looking back on the format now, those are the 4 you want to play if you want to, like, have your best chance at topping.
Yep, and kind of keeps on going, especially going into the next event. Kind of speed it up. 3 Devas, 3 Red Hybrids, 2 Mirage, 2 Setcon, 1 Rosemon, 1 Bloomlord, 1 Leviah kicking its head again, 1 Omnizoo, 1 Fenrir, and then 1 Leomon. Another Leomon there. And Mirage did end up getting this event. So showing that the 2 best decks so far are going to be that Mirage and the Numamon deck. I mean, kind of just looking at these events. The next event, it's another Ultimate Cup. There were 7 Mirage decks in the top 16. Holy crap!
Damn.
And the first 3 places were all Mirage. Oh my gosh! Then 4th place and then there were 4 Numamons, 1 Fenrir Lugamon, 1 Yellow Vaccine, 1 Jellymon. Ooh, that's interesting. 1 Devas, and then 1 Hunters. Oh my gosh! There's a Hunters deck. Jellymon and Hunters? Wow, that's wild. That's crazy.
Wild West over there.
I think Jellymon's really good. I just think it doesn't get played because everybody just lumps it in with like those Ghost game decks aren't good. Like, I think they're just all lumped together in the corner and everybody says they're not good. But that one is definitely the best of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could get it to run consistent and you get good matchups, because it's not going to like stuff like Lugamon that can hide in the back until it's ready to win. But anything that plays up front, Jellymon's bottom deck in that. Like, it strips, like, it can strip like 6 sources in a turn and then bottom deck anything with no sources like 3 times.
Yeah. Which is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And it's also, just something to think is legally. What is the thing? Why is it not topping more? What do you guys think is the reason for that?
Like I said, I think it's because it's just lumped in with those other decks, and everybody says it's not good, so a lot of people don't play it at all. And then I do think that it probably has a couple of weaknesses. Like I said, anything that hides in the back until it can win, because it's a control deck. It wants to control the field. So if you're hiding, it's not doing its thing. And then, I don't know how the matchup against like Davis or which Davis shouldn't be hard. It should be able to bottom deck all the guys before it's while it's swinging to make sure it doesn't get aced. Maybe Mirage bounces it and it has a tough time against that. I don't know. Like I haven't played it much, but I do have it built. I've played it a few times, and Adam plays it, and Adam's done some dumb shit to me with it. And like I know that it just isn't getting represented.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The representation just isn't there. But I think it may also just be a little bit slow, this format.
Yeah,
I think that's
that could be
another
a
reason why
thing. I mean,
people
there's
aren't.
a lot of
I think
fast stuff.
that's another reason.
I could see that.
Yeah, I think people are wanting to play something fast or something that can. I think the reason why they also play why Davis is doing good is because it can get a big body out fast, but then it also just controls the board, the little boards like Numamon and Red Hybrid. Instead,
Yeah.
it has
Well,
decks that like to swing a lot. It that's what plays into its favor. But if you
yeah,
can remove their level 5, they're sad. But that's one of their things. One of their counters. Just being if you have easy removal stuff or a lot of removal stuff, they struggle a little bit.
yeah, it's almost a free match to a Mirage. Uh,
Yep.
I just because so many people are running Mirage, there's no way I would feel confident taking that thing to a tournament. I mean, everybody that's topping with it have had to have just been super lucky and not seen Mirage all day.
Yeah, I agree. Especially talking about this next one. You had 3 Mirages, 3 Numamons, 3 Leviamons, and 2 Lugamons, 2 Setcons, 1 Shine Gray, 1 War Gray, and 1 Devas. Showing that Mirage and Numamon are definitely the top contenders this format, and Mirage won this one again. Mirage definitely, by far so far, has the most wins. If you want to win, bring Mirage. This format.
It's what it seems like.
Yeah, and here we go again. The TAC Games Oceania April Regional. 5 Mirage, 2 Numamon, 2 Red Hybrid, 2 Armor, 1 Lugamon, 1 Devo, 1 Belfay rearing its head again, 1 Setcon, 1 Shine Gray, and Mirage took first again. Just really dominating the format. I think something notable here is the Belfamon. Why do you guys think Belfamon didn't do as well this format? I think the deck's a great deck. What are some of y'all's reasoning for why it's not showing up as much and why it's not doing as well?
Asmon got hit, and everybody threw their deck in the garbage, and instead of realizing that card didn't even really affect it that much. Like the Doberman literally does the exact same thing for 1 more memory, and then now people can like scooch in Ukomon to speed that thing up, and like there's just so many new things that I just feel like people were just like, oh, Asmon got hit, screw it, and like didn't really take the time to try to create something with it, which these 2 guys that we've heard topped with did. They said, all right, this deck's still good. Did a little bit of science with the new stuff that's out and the stuff they could still use, and topped with it because it is still good. I mean, the whole reason people are scared of the new Magnamon X is because it can't be affected by anything. Well, Belfamon's been that way.
Yeah, Belfamon's been that way, and it can stop an attack just by also trashing more cards, which helps it get to its wing con faster.
Yeah, the OG can't be affected.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the OG, but it's definitely one of the scariest decks out there that can't be affected. Because you can't be affected, and then it's going to be a 17,002, essentially 4 swings next turn if you
Yeah,
have
and
Millbody to play with. Like
it's gonna
that's gross.
wipe all 5 or lowers off the field completely.
Yeah,
And
which
then
kills
if it,
Numamon, kills Red Hybrid, kills all those lower decks, can kill Fenry.
Well, not really, because anything that can float, it doesn't really like. So, like, Numamon would just float into other Numamon stuff.
Kind of hurts armors.
dude,
They leave level 3s or level 4s out there. When they leave level 4s out there, a little bit more difficult, but like still getting rid of those level 3s, hurts that deck.
how about that against Davas? It just wipes their whole swarm of level 5s off the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And they don't have to worry about, and they do it before they swing, so they don't have to worry about you acing them.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
never.
Either play Genna or Scoot.
Yeah, you'd have to have Genna.
Yeah, and the best way that they can do something is if they have the tamer, Belfay, and that you have the ace, they can just easily get rid of it. Your ace effect doesn't matter. My Belfamon is currently unaffected because this activates at the end of your turn. I'm going to slide my tamer underneath, pop your level 6. Oh, your level 6 normally either deletes the highest level, deletes the highest DP or the lowest DP, or the highest DP. Belfay's unaffected because it's still the end of your turn. Still your turn.
Yeah, that's gross.
So, yeah, I mean, and it specifically pops level 6. You now lose one of the best features to your ace.
Yeah, and then I'll take that 4 memory.
Yeah, take the 4 memory in addition to the end of the turn memory. Like that's gross. And then so I think you're absolutely right with the reason people aren't playing it is just because they didn't want to go into the kitchen and whip something up. They were upset that Eismon got hit, and they were like, "Oh, the deck's bad." I honestly think that's one of the only reasons why.
No,
Yeah, I think it's a mix of that and just other purple decks for them to represent.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Lugamon and Leviamon, those decks are both really good. And they don't. Lugamon's doesn't have any control aspect. It's definitely a faster deck, and I think people wanted to go with a faster deck this format. And so Lugamon, if you wanted to go really fast, that was the deck to play for purple. And then Leviamon is a little bit more control-y and kind of a control-y deck that also swings big, and it has the potential to be a little bit faster than Belfay. Doesn't require as much of a setup.
bro, I don't know if y'all heard about turn 1 Belfamon.
Oh yeah.
I'll never forget that moment.
Because Tyler used to hit me with that like a few times. I know that he did it at the regional and everybody was like blown away, and I'm like, I've seen it at lunch like 3 times this week. That's
That's funny.
Yeah. Apparently, nobody else was doing that. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're just afraid to give their opponent memory.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it puts you so far ahead. And what are they gonna do? You can't be affected.
Well, dude, but look, man, like everybody was scared to give their opponent 9 memory or however much you gave them when you did that shit. And then the next set were like, hey, we got this new deck that just gives your opponent 7 memory every turn. And they were like, yeah, I'm running that.
Yep. Which is rather interesting. But kind of continuing forward, the next the core TCG's May event that recently happened, we had 3 Mirage, 2 Royal Knights, 2 Armors, 2 Lugamon, 2 Numamon, 1 Mech, 1 Red Hybrid, 1 Leviamon, 1 Leomon, and 1 Marcus Hybrid. And the deck winning this event was Red Hybrid. So Red Hybrid kind of kicking its rear head there. And then 2 Royal Knights in this Ultimate Cup. This is not a deck that we've really heard a whole bunch from this format, and it kind of had 2 pop up here in this Ultimate Cup. Let's kind of talk about that a little bit. Why do you guys think that deck's kind of died off and not doing as good?
I mean, I'm not sure, like, a lot of things on why it's like died off. I know that it's just weak to blue in general.
Mm-hmm.
But I did look at those lists of the ones that just finally topped again, and the only thing that I noticed that was new was they were both running that blue-black split Magnamon.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an interesting tech choice. And I'm not real sure how that plays with the deck. I play that deck almost religiously. I haven't tried that out yet. But at the same time, it feels like it's only good for the security effect, and so it's interesting to see that. Yeah, it's a cheap blocker. So I guess maybe you have more blockers, but I mean, at the end of the day, between that Magnamon and the BT13 Magnamon, I'd rather see the BT13 Magnamon just because I'm going to get to draw more, and I like the deck needs a little bit more draw power. I'd rather only see that other Magnamon in my security, otherwise I'm kind of just sad. And either way, you only can play one of that name with Omnimon. So it's not like if I have the yellow-blue Magnamon and the blue-black one, that I could play both of them when I Omni for game. I can only play one of them because they have the same name.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because I can't remember off the top of my head. I know he has his security effect, but his other effect, is it only when digivolving, or is it when digivolving and on play?
It's only when digivolving, and you can't digivolve in that deck.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was
And you
thinking
have
maybe.
nothing to digivolve on top of.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was the bounce ability. Like, it would be good for mirror matches, and it would be good against Devas and stuff like that play little short stacks. But if he can't even do that, then yeah, I guess they're really relying on it in the security stack. And I don't know. I don't see how that's helping that much.
Yeah, I don't know how it's helping that much, but I guess it did, because it had two toppings and we hadn't really seen it top before,
Yeah.
which is something to note. Obviously, either they got lucky in their matches or that card did something. But it's just more blocker, in my opinion, more cheap block, which I guess could really help. If you really need to get something done. If you need a block and just for cheap and being able to do other plays, that'll allow you to do that. You just see more of that card because
Yeah.
essentially, turn one you're already playing it for 2, so every turn after that it's just immensely cheaper.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the deck is good. It is a little slow, this format, and does have a really hard time into blue decks like Blue Flare, or it does have a hard time into Mirage. It can beat Mirage, but it has a hard time.
Yeah.
And then these fast decks like Red Hybrid and Numemon, they're not unbeatable, but they are also really tough matches. Which I guess is why I guess that could be why the Magnamon is good, is because you can play more cheap blockers to stop them from winning, since they are so fast. That could just be the reason.
Yeah, it could be. But it sounds to me like it is a good deck, and it has but it has a lot of matches that it's like are tough matches. Like, not that it can't win, but it has so many matchups that are tough. Like, that just sounds like a whole day of hard matches.
Yeah, just grindy.
But,
and
yeah.
Levia X match is a very grindy match. You have to run the old Cranium on just for that match to be playable because of how much popping they do. But we just got 2 events left. We got these are kind of the most recent ones. We got the Tax May Online Regional, which had 3 Mirage. We have 3 Numemon, 2 Setcon, and then 1 Devo, 1 Yellow Vaccine, 1 Hunters, 1 Armor, 1 Belfamon, 1 Shine Gray, 1 Jellymon, one red hybrid. Mirage taking the event again, and then just kind of get this kind of over with. The last event, I think this was past weekend, the core TCG's May Online Regional. We had 3 Numamon, 3 Vaccine, 2 Mirage, 1 Deva, 1 Alpha, 1 Setcon, 1 Lugamon, 1 Armor, 1 Red Hybrid, 1 Jessmon, interesting, and then also interesting, 1 Ulforce. And then Deva did end up taking the event. So after kind of really going over all of these events, I think we can safely say the best deck of the format was Mirage.
Yeah, with Numamon right behind it.
Yeah, Numamon right behind it, followed by Red Hybrid. Those were the top performing decks this format.
And even though those ones were clearly winning most of the things, it was still like every one had, multiple different decks in the top, and then some, random one-ofs a lot. So I just kind of hope 16 stays that way, and we don't just see nothing but Magnum on X.
Or Rapid X, But yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I think this format was actually rather healthy. You had 3 decks that obviously did the best. But after that, I mean, you still had, it was just about anyone else's game. Like, there were still a lot of yellow vaccines. There were still a lot of a decent number of Shine Gray. You still had Levia X. You still had Lugamon, a lot of Lugamon. You had a couple Leomons. You had a couple Armors. We heard that a little bit. And very few Hunters here and there. I think there were 2 Hunters in total. Which is actually rather interesting. I think the deck just, unfortunately, just a little slow, and then with Leviamon just being able to pop Tamers, made it hard.
A bunch of Devas, though.
Yeah, a bunch of Davis. That's right. I forgot about Davis. Davis was also really far up there, which I didn't think it was going to be as good as what it's been. I definitely think it's a good deck, but at the same time, I don't think it's that good. I'm obviously missing something.
Yeah, I think what it is like, say, it's really good against anything that's swinging before it gets to level 6, and with a lot of people trying to run these fast decks with Ukomons loaded down in them and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that could be it. That could definitely be it. Especially when it's very fast. Like, we're gonna swing a lot, swing fast. That deck is also there to just be like, hey, I'm stopping all that nonsense. Because it wants you to swing, and that's how it kind of gets its starts going positive against you. Get some of that memory back by going into those aces for free.
Yeah, and then if you go on the red ace, you're attack +1, and the turn comes back to you, and if they can go into the Zukaimon on top of a red ace on their turn, they're swinging 3 checks with that one dude, and then you're getting the Alliance Bunny out there with the Mother D Reaper swinging for 23k, 2 checks. Like, it gives you a lot of memory, but it is also fast too, as long as your deck can't keep wiping its stuff off the board.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely true. If you can't wipe its stuff, it can run you over. Because it does have that Alliance. I think towards the end of the format, more and more people were running more and more of that Alliance Deva. So for that exact purpose, just because it is good to try and find it fast and often.
Yeah, that's really what the deck was missing in the beginning of the format, was that speed. And then the Antilamon and the Mega Gargo, a clear preference for those showed out.
Yeah, the Mega Gargo is definitely it helped with the speed a little bit, but it also helped with the controllability. Because that card is gross. Just making your opponent not be able to digivolve and suspending stuff, and they can't unsuspend.
And it really is the only thing they have that hurts level 6s. Like, a Zulongmon on a level 6 does nothing. Zukaimon on a level 6 does nothing. and the Bonwumon will suspend something, but I just suspended to attack, so you're not even stopping the attack. And then if I'm against Mirage, that one's laughable because it's like it can't unsuspend on your unsuspend phase, and I'm like, okay, well this isn't my unsuspend phase, so tap Thomas to unsuspend.
Yep. Yeah.
So like you have to have the Mirage. You have to have not the Mirage, the Mega Gargamon to affect level 6s.
Yeah, absolutely. So overall, I think the format was really healthy. This format, a lot of diversity. Seeing some of these decks, just kind of random decks pop up here and there, like we saw Machine Dramon get a top. Jabu Bond, Bloom Lord, Rosemon, the Omni Turbo deck.
That's crazy, Rosemon.
Yeah, Deep Brigade, Lilith Loop.
Yeah.
I'll say that again. You were cutting in and out.
A couple Jellymons, a couple Alphamons.
Couple Jellymons, couple Alphamons. The Alphamon is also very surprising. It's a rather slow deck, and it is very controlly though. So I can see how it can control its way to victory. But with it being so slow, I'm surprised it got a top at all.
I think the biggest thing is people that are even like, I don't even want to say new, because we've been playing like 2 years now, maybe more. And I came in like as that deck was getting hit. And so I've only ever played against Alphamon like twice. So if I sat across from it to this day, I'd have no clue what the hell it does.
Yeah,
so
I have a hard time knowing what it does.
Yeah, so I think that it probably just surprises a lot of people because, I'm pretty well versed with the game at this point, and if I don't know what the hell that thing does, anybody that started playing after I did, which is a clear 2 years at least, I guarantee they have no clue what that thing does.
No, yeah, absolutely. And even with that being said, the deck still performs, and I think something that will separate you is being able to pick up on a deck fast. If you can kind of figure out what it's doing and how to beat it, that'll help. That can help a lot. But even still, that surprise factor is what gets people a lot of times.
Absolutely. It sucks to play against a deck that you don't know because
you don't know what its top end does, so you don't know what to expect, how to play against it.
Yeah. And so you basically just have to play your game and hope for the best until you can figure out what they're doing over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't know what tech cards they have that could stop you. You're like, I have no idea what this list runs. I don't know what to expect next. Which is that surprise factor. I do want to take this. Yeah. Sorry.
That's that Tommy Turbo factor.
That Tommy Turbo factor. Absolutely. Absolutely, that Tommy Turbo factor. I do want to take a second here and kind of shout out the people chatting at us. We got Hijack TCG. He said, "Don't play the Tamer." I'm not sure what that refers to. And then we got Tanner. He said, "I was on the wrong account. I don't play the promo Tamer." Not sure what he's referring to. And then we got King Bong 190. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. How are you? I appreciate you tuning in. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. What's up, King Bong? And as far as them talking about a tamer, I don't know. And if those are recent, maybe they're talking about some Alphamon tamer.
No, they've been on here for a while. I just noticed it. I don't know what Tanner was talking about. I'm guessing he was on the wrong account when he said don't play the tamer. Because then he Tanner then mentioned I was on the wrong account. I don't play the tamer. I don't know what that means. Don't play the tamer. Maybe it was something about locals.
Maybe.
Oh, I think you said he played the Dan Vang build, and I think he's saying that he doesn't play the tamer. I don't know, something like that.
Well, I
plays the Louis.
had ports and stuff in it.
Yeah, I don't. maybe he doesn't play Louis or something like that. I don't know. He may elaborate now that we start talking about him. But anyway, I kind of wanted to make that. And we haven't heard from Inferno in a while. Did he step out? Did he quit on us?
I'm alive here.
You haven't mentioned anything. We've been asking questions and talking. You've just been ignoring us.
I know.
Going pretty fast. A little talk. Little boy talk. Like
I don't know.
talking.
Chris has been talking to me just fine. It's
That's
just
what I
been me and
bet.
Chris this whole time.
That's what I said. You guys are just bounce off each other really fast, letting you go.
But Tyler actually did leave. I think he got sad.
I guess we were dominating the conversation, Chris.
We were, and Tyler was like, "They're not letting me talk. I'm leaving."
And Dante's over here just like, I'll just be quiet.
I was actually,
Apparently has no opinions when I was asking about certain decks.
Yeah, I was looking at some things. Looking at the next format. So
For next format. Oh, you got some insight? Something you want to talk about?
not exactly insight. Just there's a possibility. It's actually very hard. So that's why I've been at the hard time of trying to figure out if it's possible. But upgrading the yellow hybrid build using the new yellow red stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like the Valkyremon.
Yeah, Valkyremon, and like that line itself. I was thinking if it was possible. There's a odd disconnect between this is like one thing, or there's not the deck space. I haven't decided yet, but
The Valkyremon itself will be good. Now I don't know about the rest of the line.
Yeah. I'm on that same boat with Chris. I don't know about the rest of the line, but I do know that Valkyremon is good.
Well, let me be even more clear. The Sylphimon and the Valkyremon are the only two cards in that entire line worth anything.
I don't know. And the reason I even thought about it is when I was looking at this the level 4, it's when attacking of one if you're like lower than 3.
You're talking about that armor card?
Yeah.
That's actually like not even part of that line. Like it is, but it's like an offset piece.
That's funny.
Because the line is Godomon and Aquilamon.
Oh, I see. Yeah, whatever this. I was looking at this. It's armor card. It's a Digivolve the Hawkmon, right? So it's red. It's red yellow, and Digivolve on top of Hawkmon for two less, and it's usually. So I was like, well, that's definitely part of it, right? But it has when the Digimon checks your opponent's security. If you have 3 or more security, gain 1 memory. If you have 2 or fewer, recover 1. That's actually really powerful on level 4 with the armor purge. Very powerful.
That's the best.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best level 4, and it's like I said, it's not even like actually, because that's not what DNA's to become Sylphimon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like for the Wormmon deck and the Vmon deck, for instance, you have X Vmon and Stingmon are the actual pieces, but they are giving us another random armor that goes on Wormmon that's a blocker. So it's like the extra card they gave that's not actually part of the line. The only difference is that one's actually good, so people will probably use it. The Wormmon one, aside from having blocker, doesn't really have much going on.
That's all I was really looking at. Just trying to figure out, what I want to play next format. Some interesting, like, I was noticing. If you look at the new, you also look at their new hammer card. It's Akari Kamiya. Akari Kamiya. I was like, wait a second. That's Akari Kamiya. And then if you look at, and then you go to the other Akari Kamiya, TK Akari Kamiya. I was like, wait a second. So you have like the other 2K Akari Kamiya. You like potentially have all this memory gain from all these cards, and they're all card Kamiya. Like, wait, you just run for the Revelation of Light at that point.
Does the Revelation Lights say Kari or Kari in name though?
Kari in name.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and I was like trying to create a build. I was like, this is wild enough you can actually create a build where you're just like, because you have the new Valkyrie mod, so all of a sudden like you're just able to keep like a constant -10 on their board that just persists. It's like a
Yeah.
better version of what you call Shine Remote Turbo. Like you would still run Remote as a top end, but
I had actually told Tyler I was going to do a build with 4 ruin modes and 4 revelation of lights and just call it blanket turbo. Because you could just leave them with like 10k blanketed like all game.
yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying. Like, man, how dirty would that be? I'm cooking somewhere.
See, that's where we're over here talking and trying to do the podcast, David, and he's just in the background cooking.
Yeah, he's cooking. Golly, we're talking about BT15 since that's the format just now ending. Kind of our overview of the set. We know we didn't do a tier list for it, but we kind of talked on one of the podcasts just slightly about it. But kind of at the beginning of the format, kind of what we thought was good, but not a whole lot, not per se a tier list. But we definitely want to overlook, the entire format, and that's kind of what we did. Kind of went over it all, and obviously, the deck that definitely dominated was Mirage. And I don't think everyone thought it was going to do as good as it did.
Well, at first it wasn't even there, and it was just Numamon and Davis and Red Hybrid. But I think what happened was people started to realize that Mirage counters those. Not as Red Hybrid, but Numamon and Davis for sure. So then it just started. Once everybody realized that it could beat 2 of the best decks, it became the best deck.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that April 21st event, the Ultimate Cup, where it had 7 tops, I think that just really solidified that the deck was really good this format.
Yep.
Like that's insane. 7 tops. That's hard. Especially in this format.
That's really good, but that's something that I don't want to see. You know what I mean? Like, I'm proud of Mirage, but I like to see that 2 of this, 2 of this, 2 of this, 1 of this, 1 of this. That's what I like to see.
No, I wholeheartedly agree. But that's what I was saying, that that kind of goes to show that Mirage dominated this format, and you can really see that in that 1 week. Just that it had 7 tops, and it took first, second, and third, and then I think it won like 4 events in a row.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Yeah, which it is very gross. 4 different events in a row, kind of crazy.
Indeed. Well, guys, we are past the time. I'm gonna close it down. Thank you everybody for watching. I saw we had like 14 throughout the time of this stream, so really about that. My voice here talked your off probably. That's what you're here to hear. You're here to hear the podcast where people talk, kind of how it works. Now, if you liked indoor sound, subscribe, comment down below, and do whatever else you might want to do that involves this video. But you better do it. I'm not playing around with you. Do it. Anything else you guys want to say?
Yeah, I definitely just want to say thank you guys for the couple of viewers that were with us live commenting. I'm sorry I got to you so late, but definitely appreciate you guys commenting, talking to us, coming and listening to us, kind of ramble on about the format. Definitely continue to do so we can get more interaction as we progress this podcast. Thank you for listening and tuning in.
Yep.
All right, guys. My podcast, nerds.